bug and reform. This has passed several cities, and we're going to be very lucky if this thing has not created damage in any of these cities we're talking about. And again, this is a tornado emergency for southern Fayette County, North Tuscaloosa County. This is going to be north of Ewan, Samantha. This will be very close to the Gorgas community. It's crossing into Fayette County, and then it will cross back into northern Tuscaloosa County. So that is, again, a tornado emergency for northern Tuscaloosa County, southern Fayette County. Now let's go back down to the south. Early storm of concern, actually two storms back to back. And again, both of those storms have tornado emergencies with them because they are right now producing large wedge tornadoes in place. And that's for southern Pickens County. This storm right here crossing the river, we're talking the Sipsey River Valley. This storm's going to be moving into northern and central Tuscaloosa County. This storm right here over Geiger could be producing still a wedge tornado over Geiger and Panola community. This is crossing Highway 17 as we speak. This is going to be moving a little bit further towards the south, and we're talking places like northern Greene County, Union community, eventually Romulus and Fosters. That's where this tornado is going to be going. Both of these tornadoes are heading towards the city of Tuscaloosa down the road, and we're talking about 30 minutes or so before tornado number 1 does come in contact with the city of Tuscaloosa, including University of Alabama campus. Then tornado number 2 is about 15 to 20 minutes behind that one. If both of these tornadoes hold together, one of them could potentially do devastation near the city of Tuscaloosa and Romulus and Fosters as well. And again, we have 2 wedge tornadoes on the ground, and both of those wedge tornadoes are moving in the general direction Tuscaloosa and Northport and the University of Alabama campus. Now, we've got a little ways to go before that does happen. Right now, concern is still back to the southwest along the Sipsey River, and this is crossing the Tombigbee River that runs north out of Demopolis through parts of Fayette County, or excuse me, in parts of Pickens County. This is where the tornado itself is going to be, one of them over Geiger. And we're going to look at storm relative velocity. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman is going to give us some updates on all of these tornadoes we have right now. Again, we have 3 tornadoes confirmed on the ground. Daniel?
Yeah, law enforcement reporting just another confirmation of a tornado on the ground near in Pickens County heading towards the town of Brownville, the Brownville community. It was this was in Lubbock when the law enforcement spotted the tornado on the ground in Pickens County at 4:05, so just about 10 minutes ago, headed towards Brownville community. So this is a very dangerous situation. National Weather Service watching it very closely and really putting into using strong words about this tornado that's moving through Fayette, Pickens, and Tuscaloosa County, and eventually into Walker County. Just to go over again some places that are in the path of this storm: 10 minutes, Berry and Bankston, 4:25, Boley Springs, 4:30, and then into Oakman Parish, Jasper by 4:50, and Lenz Park, which is 8 miles northwest of Beloit, around 4:55. So definitely something that anybody in Pickens, Fayette, Tuscaloosa County all need to watch out for, and eventually heading into Walker County.
All right, so we're talking 3 storms that are producing tornadoes right now. And in fact, we're going to do something kind of interesting here. Let's check out this storm from kind of side perspective here and look at the X-Vision product of this storm. And anytime a storm's producing a tornado, if you scan through it, you will likely see some pretty interesting things here. And I'll tell you one thing, this storm is extremely tall. This storm is 60,000 feet tall, which means it's producing large hail, probably baseball-sized hail. And by the way, if you don't have power, if you're driving in your car, or if you don't have power, you can always hear our weather simulcast, our severe weather coverage live. That's on 105.1 The River and 102.1 True Oldies channel. We are simulcasting live with this tornado emergency in place for northern Tuscaloosa County. Also, tornado emergency in place for parts of North Sumter County, North Greene County, southern Pickens County, and central Tuscaloosa County. And what we're doing was scanning this storm from kind of side perspective here. And what we're going to go back is to our home view quickly and show you all of the dangerous storms out there we're watching. Again, we have several supercell storms producing large tornadoes right now in West Alabama, and one of those is moving right along the northern part of Tuscaloosa County and the southern part of Fayette County. So let's go into each of these storms and bisect these storms, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one over northern Tuscaloosa County. Again, if you're watching us in the Gorgas community along Highway 43, if you're watching us in Berry right now, we want you in that safe place. Now, that includes the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. I'll let you know when it's an all clear with a storm. Back to the southwest, it has crossed Highway 171. This tornado is now about to cross Highway 43. And again, if you're driving along Highway 43 and Highway 69, and you can listen to us on the radio at 105.1 The River, 102.1 the True Oldies channel. And if you know somebody out here in this part of Tuscaloosa County, give them a call, let them know what's going on. Again, this is a tornado emergency for a large wedge tornado on the ground moving towards the city of Gorgas and Berry. Gorgas sits in extreme north Tuscaloosa County. Berry sits in extreme south Fayette County. All right, we have two more storms that are producing wedge tornadoes right now. That means large, dangerous tornadoes. And there is, again, two different tornado emergencies for Tuscaloosa County. And one of them is very close to the Panola community, just moved past Geiger, going to be moving over Ridge, Union, then Romulus, Foster's, Tuscaloosa, Northport. That's what we're talking about with these two different tornadic storms. And this one to the north is getting kind of rain wrapped and wrapped up just a bit, so it's going to be hard to see the tornado. We don't want you outside looking at these storms to see if there's a tornado with them. We do not want you to do that. That is a dangerous thing we often tell people not to do. Daniel?
The National Weather Service continuing the tornado warning until 5 o'clock for Fayette, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, Walker County. They're still confirming that spotters are still confirming an extremely large and dangerous tornado on the ground 10 miles to the east of Ashcraft Corner and 13 miles southeast of Fayette, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. They're saying now tornado emergency for Sandtown, South Berry, Bowley Springs. So other locations that could be impacted: West Corona, Gamble, Manchester, still Berry, Bankston, around 425, Bowley Springs around 430. Anybody in the path of this storm needs to take cover immediately if you haven't already.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you live in Gorgas right now, Berry or Whitston community, and Oakman over in Walker County, this is an emergency situation for a very large tornado, which is confirmed and still has been confirmed. This seems to be one of those tornadoes that has a long track, and that is the case across northern Tuscaloosa County. Here's your tornado right here, your couplet, where you have winds blowing towards the radar and winds blowing away from the radar, and you have your rotation right there. And that's about to cross Highway 43 across extreme northern Tuscaloosa County. This is going to stay well to the southeast of you in Fayette. So again, if you're watching us in Fayette, you're okay with this storm. There could be more storms back to the west that we will definitely watch for you. But Berry, Bankston, Oakman, Whitston community, we want you in that safe place right now. So here's your tornado, your large tornado on the ground that could be a half a mile wide, is moving across right now, skimming the Fayette Tuscaloosa County line. Tuscaloosa County kind of shoots to the north right here on Highway 43, so it moves back into northern Tuscaloosa County and then eventually moves completely into Fayette and then Walker County very shortly. So we have, again, a tornado emergency for that storm that is just to the north of the city of Northport and Tuscaloosa. We're talking extreme northern parts of Tuscaloosa County. And Daniel, obviously keeping a very close eye on the chat room, the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. Seeing if we have any new reports, Daniel.
No, no reports from our tornadoes down here, but up in Marion County, they're talking about on radar, they're seeing a debris ball approaching the Pig Eye community, which is just south of Hodges. So Marion and Franklin counties need to make sure that you are taking cover now, because they're actually picking up a debris ball. That's how large the tornado is. Definitely putting down some debris. But going back over the tornado warnings here in the West Alabama area, we're talking about a tornado warning for Green, Hale, Pickens, Sumter, and Tuscaloosa County until 4:45. The National Weather Service confirming a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground with that storm, and that is moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. The National Weather Service actually just continued that tornado warning, saying that they're tracking a confirmed tornado located 7 miles south of Bankston or 13 miles southeast of Fayette, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So still confirming a tornado on the ground with that storm as of 4:22 p.m. The National Weather Service saying spotters still watching that large tornado moving to the northeast toward Bankston. So let's just update this, look at the new updated list from the National Weather Service. Tornado emergency for Pleasant Ridge, and Lewiston, all in the path. Berry, Bankston, you're in the path of this storm. You are under the gun right now Also one just to the northeast of Reform, there is another circulation that the National Weather Service is watching with this storm. Corona, West Corona, Gamble, Manchester, you're all in the path of this storm. You need to take cover immediately before the storm gets to you. And tornado report in Lubbock, which is in Pickens County. The law enforcement, they're reporting a tornado on the ground moving towards the Brownville community. They're also getting had a report over in Barry. Emergency manager there reporting half-inch size hail with this storm that's moving near Barry right now, moving Pleasant Ridge, Lewiston, all moving into your area right now. Bankston, you're under the gun right now. Bowley Springs, you're next, and then moving into Walker County, Parrish, Oakman, and eventually the county seat of Walker County, Jasper. You will all be under the gun with this storm in the next short little while.
All right, Daniel, just giving some reports of what's going on out there, and we have numerous tornadoes on the ground as we speak at this hour, and there's 2 tornadoes in West Alabama that's moving in the general direction of Tuscaloosa County. So if you're watching us anywhere from about Moundville and points north, we're talking this tornado is going to be crossing into Tuscaloosa County very shortly. And the first tornado is located right here, just to the east of Aliceville. It's going to be moving in the general direction of Northport. This tornado back here, much more serious potential for a larger tornado. It's going to be moving across northern Greene County into southern Tuscaloosa County. So just a heads up for Shelton State Community College, Taylorville area. This is a tornado emergency in the place, and this is a life-threatening situation. So if you're watching us anywhere in south and central Tuscaloosa County, be in that safe place, and that safe place includes the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And we're talking about 30 minutes before this tornado right here moves into the city of Tuscaloosa. We're talking again about 30 minutes or so before this tornado back here moves into Tuscaloosa. This tornado, we've got about 25 minutes before it moves into Northport and Lake Tuscaloosa area. So again, we're talking 2 tornadoes back here in southwest Alabama, one on the north side of the Sipsey River, one on the south side of the Sipsey River. These storms are basically trailing each other, and I think this storm down to the south is going to become more dominant and will likely produce a larger tornado today. And we're talking for Union Community. This stays just to the north of you in Utah. It's going to be a close call for Moundville, but if you're watching us down in Moundville, chances are in about 20 minutes, you're going to get a good view of this tornado if it's still there. So let's go back over to velocity and check that out. In fact, while we're doing that, let's go over to our Tuscaloosa Tower camera. We're looking south and west. There's Bryant-Denny Stadium, some dark, ominous clouds obviously in place right now, but there's no way we're going to see a tornado at this point because there's simply too much rain between us and where the tornado is located right now. So again, we have 2 potential tornadoes heading towards Tuscaloosa, Foster's, Romulus, Northport, University of Alabama campus, just to name a few places with you. That's where we're talking about. So back over to Home Team Interactive Radar, and we're going to look at the velocity of both of these storms and see what we're talking about in terms of rotation. The one over southern Pickens County still showing very strong indications of producing a tornado. But the one back to the southwest is moving into northern Greene County right now, showing even better signs of producing a tornado right here along the Tombigbee River.